Hello everybody, I got me some. I'm excited to have these polishes. I wanted to get these swatched because Cracked is having a sale this weekend and I want to make sure I like these polishes before I buy more. I'm going to swatch my first experience with these polishes and you'll see some mishaps. You'll also see some formulas that you may not like or may not desire. So let's go ahead and get swatching. And let me show you these beautiful colors. Donut Spunk. This is a glimmering oyster pearl white with a dusting of taupe. The formula is not too thick. The brush is perfection, thin and rounded. I am applying one coat on each of my fingers, and then I'm going to show you what that looks like. This first coat on my thumb is difficult to get even, just because my thumb has so much real estate. And this is one coat. I am applying the second coat as I would any of my polishes. I just typically apply thin coats. I'm not floating this layer. I should have floated this layer, but I wanted to show you how my application on the second coat will impact how the polish lays down. The second coat on my smaller fingers, it looks pretty good. So I am applying a third coat, and you notice I'm kind of not trying to apply it too thinly because I want to cover up some of the patchiness that I created with the first application. But you see here, it's not wanting to float over itself. I'm going to show you what it looks like applying over my other fingers, just so you can see that my thumb is a little more difficult, and I am floating here. That is the preferred method for applying this polish. I applied a plumping, glossy top coat to see if I can get it to smooth out. It did pretty good. Still patchy in some spots. I'm going to take you around and let you see this polish and all the different lighting and with the patchiness from my first application. I love the finish and color of this polish, so I'm going to make it work. I'm determined. So I'm going to place on one coat of a blurring base coat, a white base coat, and I'm going to put my hand in my best applying nail position. I loaded the brush with plenty of polish so I can float that polish over my thumb and get as even as I can. I'm trying to keep parallel strokes while doing so, and I stopped myself from overworking the polish. Better, but still a little patchy. So the second coat, doing the same thing, floating plenty of polish on the brush. I think I did good with this second application. It doesn't look too patchy. Top coat, it looks pretty. I noticed this color looked very similar to OPI Pink and Bio, so I'm going to try that over that. And I also applied a top coat before applying it. One coat, that looks really good. I also thought maybe my polish is a little thick. So I added 20 drops of KB Shimmer Polish Thinner and then shook it in my Pro Shaker. Please note, the shaky visual effects was purely coincidental. So I put it on my other fingers just to see how it applied, if I noticed the consistency helped with application, and I think it did. So I'm going to apply a second coat, and for this one, I just think the polish doesn't really apply well over itself in thin layers. This polish wants to be floated. So yeah, I have to remember that and make note. So I'm going to float a good third coat over this nail. I'm just proving what I already know, is that floating is the best method to apply this type of polish. I'm trying a different base coat just to see. Now for me, it's difficult to float and avoid flooding the polish on my curved nails. And it's hard to hit those sidewalls when I'm floating. See, I did not get these sidewalls. So I'm going to fill those in. Now on my pinky, I'm intentionally flooding and floating the polish over. And then I had to do some extensive cleanup. On my second coat on my ring finger, I'm still flooding, but I am trying to flood into the sidewalls. I think I can do it. I have to believe in myself. So I did the same thing on my pinky. Do you guys do this too when you get a polish? Just play with it to see what it's like, get to know it, make some mental notes. That's why I like swatching and making these videos. So this is what it looks like after all my faffing around with it. But I thought, ooh, let's put a matte top coat on. And boy, oh boy, look at this. This really brings out the pearl effect. I love the matte top coat. So of course, I have to show you how beautiful this matte top coat is and all the different lighting. And also show you this again in other lighting so you can compare it to my first go around with this polish. Honestly, this polish is not easy to work with, and that's partly me, partly the polish, but I still love this color, and the matte top coat really hides all the imperfections. Granny Walk. This is a rich metallic copper polish. The polish is on the thicker side, but not too thick, kind of similar to the donut spunk. I am going to apply this polish the way I normally apply polish. I think this polish can be applied with one coat, using plenty of polish on the brush and floating it over. I'm going to apply a second coat, and I notice the second coat does not glide well over the first coat. But I notice with quick brush strokes that you can work it over that first coat. Messy, but it works. This is with a glossy, plumping top coat. I got this polish because it was a unique shade of copper. It's almost like a blackened copper. I think it's beautiful. I think this is a perfect fall color. And I love metallic polishes. I mean, that's one of my favorite polishes, is metallic finish. You can really see in the shade here on my back porch the blackened edges. That is gorgeous. So rich. This is pretty. Crack said to try this with a matte top coat, so I did. I did Island Pea Glory with the matte top coat on top. And then I wanted to see if my Orly Acid Trip that I have in my collection matched the color, and it did. And I used the matte top coat. I used OPI matte top coat on my other fingers. Now on my thumb, I pulled out Emily DeMolly Waiting for the Sun. I just wanted to see. I'm playing around with these polishes today. I love putting matte top coat on top of pearlescent and metallic finishes. So I went ahead and just showed this in a couple more lighting here at my desk, just so you can see the beauty of this polish with the matte top coat and some glitter topper options. This will be my first polish I wear for the fall season, and I might even wear it out. Mocha Mousse. This is a warm, neutral brown Crelly. It's also the Pantone 2025 Color of the Year. I love brown polish. This is a neutral brown shade. I think it looks good with my skin tone. It would be a versatile polish in my collection. This first coat goes on really, really pretty. I would suggest floating this polish as well, because with my application method, I got some patchiness. I didn't reapply this polish because I know that error was completely mine. You see on the left hand side there's a little bit of patchiness up at the top. I am applying 3 coats just to see how this builds on itself and if I can reach opacity. Make sure to use plenty of polish on the brush and float the polish over the nail. I applied 1 coat on my pinky, 2 coats on my ring finger, 2 coats over white, and then 2 coats over a blurring base coat. On my thumb, this is 3 coats, with a little bit of patchiness there in the upper left quadrant. That's my error. I didn't refilm it. I just wanted to show you how my application looks on my nail. I do think this one is meant to be built up on. Yes, you can do 1, 2, 3 coats, but you have to apply this very evenly with a perfect application, which I am not good at. I have to be honest. These types of polish translate as squishy and juicy, and they're lovely. And I'm going to cheat. I'm probably going to put it over a blurring base coat anyways, just because I know the limitations of my polish application. And I think this one would look fantastic with a pearl powder on top or a white chrome powder. So I decided to put some glitter and matte top coat on again. This is Finger Paints Hue is the Artist. And then on my pinky is Island Pea Compass. And on my thumb, I pulled out the other Emily DeMolly, the same path. Woo! Mocha Mousse is a little too opaque to get a good pond effect, so I wouldn't recommend it for this type of nail art. Anywhoozers. This is a cool tone shimmer brown polish that has a subtle shift. The polish formula is a perfect consistency, one I love to work with. I knew that this was going to go on like a dream, and spoiler, it did. I think this is one of my favorite polishes to apply. It matches my polish applying personality. I don't think this polish was intended to be a one coat polish, and the formula tells me that it was intended to be at least a 2-coat polish. That second coat just glides so beautifully over the first coat. Yeah, this one is meant to be built on, and it is absolutely lovely. And this is the stunning polish with the top coat. Now I am biased because I love brown polishes, and this polish is perfection. I'm gonna have to go through my brown polishes, and I might have to destash them because I think this one is going to dethrone some of them. I noticed this polish has a green shift to it, just a subtle green shift, and in the light you can see that cool tone brown come through. That red tone in that polish is just, it looks like espresso. You see the green? Very pretty. I applied Kiara Sky Pixie Dust on my pinky, and then I applied Orally Halo on my index finger, and I have OPI matte top coat on my others. I have ILMP Karma on my thumb. Cracked did recommend putting a matte top coat on this polish, and I agree. You really see the red and the green. Shimmers that are subtle just come to life with the matte top coat. It just looks like a different polish. You see the beauty of this creation. Shut the front door. This is a blackened ocean teal. This has the same type of formula as Anywhoozers that I just swatched. I don't think this polish is intended to be a one-coater. I noticed with the first application it will need a second coat. The second coat applied beautifully. The polish went over itself well, so it doesn't dry as fast, and it glides easier over itself with this formula. I didn't have sunlight when I first swatched this polish, and when I got some sunlight the next day, I just filmed a couple nails and put it in the sun. I think it's important to see this polish in different lighting because this is a vampy teal polish. It is beautiful. So here I am playing again. This is Emily DeMolly, Weaver of Tales on my thumb. It doesn't translate very well glossy. On my pinky is Hollow Taco, and on my ring finger is Kiara Sky. And then I have matte top coat on my other nails. The matte top coat. I guess I'm getting ready to enter my matte top coat era. Because it is glorious over these polishes. It does look good on top of this. You can see the Emily DeMolly a little bit better, but I don't think I like that combo too much. I don't think I have a topper that would work well with this one. Because it's so dark and vampy. Maybe a white topper. Maybe. 23 flavors. This is a sizzling cherry red polish. This has a formula similar to Granny Walk. This first layer, I'm realizing I probably should have loaded a little bit more polish because this is probably a one coater. But I am going to apply it in two just to see how it applies on itself. It was difficult to glide it over itself, and I didn't load enough polish up to do so. As you can see, quick little strokes can blend it in, but I didn't have enough polish, and I should have stopped there. But no, I just had to overwork it. But Cuticula Limitless Top Coat saved the day. That top coat compensates for my polish applying ineptitude. Because look, you don't see any of my mistakes here. Look at there. See? A good top coat can hide a lot of mishaps. Warning, I'm about to gush over this polish, and I'm going to think of every adjective I can to describe this polish. Look at this beautiful, bright, stunning, pretty, glorious polish. Okay, let me put my thesaurus here. But anyway, insert your favorite adjective for this polish. This is beautiful. This is stunning. I didn't have any sunlight, so I went back with when I had some sunlight, just so I can capture a couple shots. I put Emily DeMolly Black the Night on my pinky. On my ring finger, I have Emily DeMolly Lift Me Up. I have a matte top coat on my other fingers and Kiara Sky Pixie Dust. This polish doesn't need any toppers because it's stunning by itself, but I wanted to see. But this polish does look fantastic with a matte top coat, and I think that matte top coat makes it look closer to a Dr. Pepper can. Because, you know, a Dr. Pepper can is not quite glossy. It kind of has that metallic, softened sheen. So, what did you think about these polishes? Yeah, let me tell you what my favorite polish was. Can you guess? It's this one. This is Shut the Front Door. This one had, for me, the best application. And I think right now I'm just feeling the color because it has a little bit of a blurple lean to it. It's beautiful. Everything about it is a really pretty polish. My second favorite polish was 23 Flavors. This is a stunning polish. This polish looks really good on my skin tone. And it has a pretty good formula, but I think the color got me. It moved it up to second place. I also love, well, I'm biased. I loved Granny Walk and also loved Anywhoozers. Yes. Fall. I can't wait for you to get here again. And these are great to have in my collection. Mocha Mousse is great. It's acrylic. I'll have to cheat a little bit to apply this one. But it is juicy, it is plump, it is glossy, and I can't wait to wear this with a chrome powder on top. I think I have a love-hate relationship with Donut Spunk. Don't come at me, but this polish did not really fit the type of formula that I like. It could be used rare, it could be the polish. I really don't know. But I know when I go to wear this one, I will definitely put notes and all these in my Airtable so I know how to apply this polish properly the first time. But if I need something quick and out the door, it's not going to be this one. I need to plan it. I need to plan it well. So, are you guys going to get anything from Crack's big sale this weekend? Let me know. Let me know what you thought about this video. And if you like my videos, if you like the content, please consider subscribing. I have some great subscribers and I love interacting with them. So come be part of my little family. I hope you have a great day and thanks for watching. Bye.